Hey everybody, it's almost the holidays. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Hope you have a really wonderful day with your family and friends. Or whoever you're having it with, even if it's just by yourself. Um, I think we've reached a point in our current evolution that maybe it's time we start looking at each other for support as far as maybe food and helping with shelters and things like that. Uh, More in the community, managing the community, providing for ourselves. I think the whole world's seeing this now, that the powers that be, the elite, whatever you want to call them, Bilderbergers, the whole nine yards, obviously the rulers, let's just call it that, the rulers have their own agenda that they're working on, and we just aren't part of that, not in the positive respects. So I think we've reached a time where we need to look at how do we want to live, how do we want to provide, how do we want to work together as communities to grow our own food and raise our own cattle on our own dairy and get back to basics. Even open up more um, oh, cottage industries, where we make clothes local, and maybe we'll even go as far as getting into one style of clothes so that it's something we can, you know, fix quick, and no telling what we're going to be limited on supplies right now. But for now, using the goodwill is a good idea, and any bartering systems we can find um, and implement. And I, I I see it as the best is yet to come because now we will be in charge of ourselves. And I think it's a good thing. It's going to be different, very different. However, who in all the world, when things needed creating or something new needed to be done, um, who was it that actually came up with those ideas and those plans and made it happen? It wasn't the elite. It wasn't the rulers. They are the ones that come in and buy successful things and take over that way. And I don't know, I'm just kind of tired of money being the biggest thing that's driving all of us. We all need some. Um, just for local taxes and stuff, and state taxes. I don't even know if that we're going to end up paying federal taxes anymore, because really they aren't worth paying right now because of where the money's all going. Um, so we need to have these discussions with our families. Maybe this weekend is the best time to start that. And with friends, friends and family. But we also need to think of it as communities because, it's going to take, it takes a few to be able to make it all happen easily, and less stressful. So, but don't forget the elderly. Most of us are retired now. And we're going to have to see what we can do too, And, sometimes, we can babysit, we can do this, we can do that, watch the dogs, and help with this and help with that. There's a lot of things we can do. And I just think it's a positive thing. I do. I'm scared too, just like anybody else. I'm normal. I like having my Social Security check because that's what I live on. I paid that money in. I want my money back, because that's what it was for. Because the oligarchs, back in the day when they started Social Security, didn't want to pay for our retirement funds anymore because that was something that was mandatory. But instead, now they paid half of our Social Security, and we paid half out of our paychecks. And that was every company that we worked for. It has never been a, what do they call that? What do the Republicans love to call that? I don't know, like we're getting some kind of freebie handout. This son of a bitches, we paid for that shit. That's ours. That's our money. So anyway, and that's how the deal was worked out. So anyway, I'm like everybody else, just, frustrated with the whole 9 yards. It's nothing but a drama show. But what you need to understand and look at right now is the Democratic Party has been just as guilty at putting this through as anybody else. Because this group should have been at least arrested and started their trials for treason by now. And they haven't. So you have to realize that this is a fixed deal. It's a bunch of bullshit. And the elite are getting ready to go underground. That's why they want to control everything with computers. Well, I'm telling you now, they can take them computers damn near, shove them up their own ass. Because they've got so much involvement and so much extra shit all the time to, supposedly make it easier. And it's just crazy. It's overdone. And it's, no offense, but if they can't get this shit straight, I don't want them taking care of my digital ID. I don't want them to understand any of that. It's for individuals to have at certain places, banks and hospitals and doctors. And if you need to look at my stuff, then do it like a normal cop would. They'd research it, and then they'd get a written permission and blah, 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 or court order. Anyway, we have all that in place, and we don't need to change it. So anyway, I'm thinking, maybe we should just turn the internet off anyway, because they're sending some kind of subliminals or something, or some kind of frequency that just irritates the shit out of all of us. And I understand that people out in the real world, because I'm stuck at home all the time, I hear that it's really angry. A lot of anger is out there right now. And those are people that are real susceptible to the programming and the negative airwaves that are coming across. So just be kind, but start having these conversations, because that's where we're at. We're at a point where we are going to start establishing a new earth, a new world, basically, and it's not going to be the New World Order. Not the way they want it. We're going to take care of ourselves, because they just want to feed us junk, and, I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in their food or anything else. So I'd rather have a farmer, make our food, grow our cows and stuff, and our chickens. I think what we need to do is just really, really work with our local communities to really inspire and help the local community and farmers and that to provide those things for us. I don't know what else to say. It's just that I know that there are some serious earth changes coming up soon. In the next 20 to 26 days, we are going to start seeing flooding. You're going to start seeing the rivers come up. And I'm getting this intuitively and vision. And they're going to come up and start rising, and they're not going to stop for a while. This is called the Great Cleansing and Purging. And this one's actually Mother Nature doing her job. And we're in the time of revelation. So the time of revelation means that all things will be revealed. All truth must come forward. But they're spitting out as many friggin' lies as they can to disrupt the truth. The truth that they kept hidden from us forever. And I keep posting quite a bit on my Facebook of other people that are talking about these things. And I try only to post what I know to be true. Until it gets into politics, and every now and then I just get really wound up, so I'm trying to finish it, or stop doing that. But I got a pretty good gut feeling, and I usually am right, so. But not 100%, maybe 98. Anyway, but it's time for us to start talking to our families and our friends, and or like-minded people that you meet somehow, and start figuring out what we're going to do for ourselves, because the new world will allow it. The new world in 5D will be extremely unique, and we'll be creating probably from the ground up. So don't be shocked. There's a lot of crazy going to happen over the next several months, years. But in the next 3 to 4 years, there will be a complete separation of the 3D Earth to the 5D Earth. And all you got to do is be grateful. Be grateful and find that kindness in your heart. Do you have to go out and do a whole bunch of service to a bunch of crazies? No. No, you don't. But do your part. Do what you can. And that's it. Just do what you can. And it's not held against you. Because the world right now is scary, and it seems like it's going to get a little scarier before it gets better. So don't allow yourselves to worry about the future, because the future is a guarantee for us, because we're the children of God. Did you think that he wouldn't take good care of us? Nah, he will. And it just, be kind. Be kind. Be thankful. No matter what the world tries to do to us right now, it's really rebelling, because the only way they have power is if we are negative and we're crying and we're, frustrated and angry. So stay off the internet as much as possible, and the TV and the radio, and just listen to silence if you can. Even I'm having a hard time with that, but I'm just used to noise. And if you need anything, my email's, always in the description, and a lot of you know my phone number, and I'm here if you need anything. But just remember that we're going to be very disappointed when we see some of the truth coming out. We're going to be in shock over some of the things that come out, because they've kept it so secret, especially in religions, and how they took the goddess out, and that they put women in their place, and blah, blah, blah. Women aren't going to give that up. This is for all you men out there that are in the upper echelons of things. Women aren't going to give up their spot. Let me tell you. We've worked for it. We've earned it. And we've had it taken for too long. And we're coming into a time where men and women will be equal, and they will work together equally. This isn't about, going from, it was women ruling once, and now it's men ruling, and now it's going to go into women. No, it's going into mutual ruling, mutual households, and communities. So there's no room anymore for hate. There's no more room for making anyone less than someone else. I don't care if they're just disabled or whatever it is, gay. I've got gay friends that are scared to live in this country anymore. They have put up with enough shit all these years anyway. And then I've got black friends that are wanting to move out of the country because they're uncomfortable. They go, well, if they don't want us here, it's not all of us that don't want you. And matter of fact, the bulk of us are all the same. We all want the same things. We want, to be able to afford our home. We want to be able to feed our kids and our families, especially if they're having trouble. And I think what we have to get back to and understand is that we are all in this together. Without the elites. They are the special rulers that were allowed to rule us because but they are not our gods. They are not our makers. They made a physical form to house one of the most powerful souls in the universe, which is us. You and me. Not them. And then they decided they wanted to hunker down and trap us here because they like using our energy, because they don't have our kind of energy. Our energy, our life force is a spark of God, of source, consciousness. It is, we're gods, damn it. And I know that some of you can't stand taking that on, but because it is a big responsibility. But it's not as big of a responsibility as you think. And it's not blasphemy. Only the Bible God is saying it's blasphemy, and he's one of the rulers. So the Anunnaki were really cool. They're really great geneticists and everything, but they're not our gods. Our God is the same God that Jesus prayed to. And Jesus said, and this was important, number one, he understood the value of a woman and the sacredness of women, and that they were to be treated equal. He also said that anything he can do, we can do, and more. There is more. Don't you want to know what the more is? Don't you want to see what our possibility is? The possibility of being this divine, wow, bigger than life soul in this cool body, in this cool world where we actually get to play with form, and then see what comes after that. I mean, I want to be a cloud surfer, man. I want to be up there and go woo woo. I don't know how long it'll take, but hell, God's extended my life, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. And I'm thinking, wow, a new world, a new earth, new everything. So don't fret over what's happening. It can't hurt us. This is what you need to understand. I don't care what the earth does right now. I don't care what the purging is. I don't care what the cleansing is. It does not hurt us. Even if we die, it does not hurt us. It's just that if you die, do not go to the white light. That's wrong. Don't go to any light. Just look at them, stop, because they're going to have people there, that look like our loved ones and everything. Come on, we're coming to get ya. No, that's wrong. You look to the darkness, and you look back at them, and you say, I am one. And tell God, tell Jesus, hey, I'm ready to come home, and turn and start walking into that darkness. You will be led home. But anyway, because this is a trap. The white light here is a trap. They're trying to trap us to keep us for their next cycle. Right now they're going underground because they're scared of the earth changes. Because they know this is a cleansing, and the cleansing wasn't us. The judgment wasn't on us. It's on them for how they mistreated the humans. I mean, they even took our form. So, our soul's what's real. That's all we need to worry about. I love you. And the best is yet to come. I'll talk to you later. Have a good holiday. I love you guys.